enough of a handful of people growing rich at the cost of a nation descending into crisis. America, at our best, we stand up to bullies, and we fight those who seek to demean and degrade other Americans. In times of crisis, we don't abandon our values, we double down on them. Even amidst the crisis of the Civil War, Lincoln stood up and called out to all of our country, saying, with malice towards none and charity towards all. This is our history. This is the history that I was taught. My parents never wanted my brother and I to get too heady. Gratitude was our gravity. So they never stopped reminding my brother and I that our blessings sprang from countless ordinary Americans who showed extraordinary acts of kindness, decency, and love. People who struggled and sweat and bled for our rights. People who paid the ultimate price for the freedoms we all enjoy. I was told that we can't pay those Americans back for their colossal acts of service, but we have an obligation to pay it forward to others through our service and our sacrifice. I support Hillary Clinton because these are her values, and she has been paying it forward her entire life. Long before she got in politics, she was in Massachusetts going door to door collecting the stories of children with disabilities. In South Carolina, she fought to reform the juvenile justice system so that children wouldn't be thrown in adult prison. In Alabama, she helped expose the remnants of segregation in schools. In Arkansas, she started a legal aid clinic to make sure poor folks could get their day in court. She has fought for the people, and she's delivered. That's why we trust her to fight and deliver for us as president. But let me tell you, we have a presidential nominee in Clinton who knows that in a time of stunningly wide disparities of wealth in our nation, that America's greatness must not be measured by how many millionaires and billionaires we have, but how few people we have living in poverty. Hillary knows that when workers make a fair wage, it doesn't just help their families, it builds a stronger and more durable economy that expands opportunity and makes all of us Americans wealthier. She knows that in a global knowledge-based economy, the country that out-educates the world will out-earn the world, out-innovate the world, and will lead the world. She knows that debt-free college is not a gift. It's not charity. It is an investment. It represents the best of our values, the best of our history, and the best of our party, all of our shared ideas and values together. Hillary Clinton knows that when we have paid family leave, that this is something that must happen. Because when a parent doesn't have to choose between being there for a sick child and paying rent, or when a single mom earns an equal wage for equal work, it empowers the most important building block in all of our nation, and that is the family. Hillary Clinton knows that security doesn't come from scapegoating other people because of their religion, alienating our allies, stoking fear, and pointing fingers. It comes when we band together to face down and defeat our common enemy. And she knows something that I fight for every day, that our criminal justice system desperately needs reform, that we need to bring back fairness to a system that still, as Professor Brian Stevenson says, treats you better if you are rich and guilty than poor and innocent. And she knows that we can be a nation that both believes police officers deserve more respect, they deserve more support, more cooperation and love, and believes that a black 20-something-year-old protester deserves to be valued, deserves to be heard, that they should be listened to with more courageous empathy, and that change is needed in the system. And Hillary Clinton knows what Donald Trump betrays time and time again in this campaign, that we are not a zero-sum nation. It is not you or me. It is not one America against another American. It is you and I, together, interdependent, interconnected, with one single interwoven destiny. When we respect each other, when we stand up for each other, when we work together against our challenges, against our neighbor's challenges, be it a neighbor with a beautiful special needs child or one struggling with the ugly disease of addiction, when we as Americans help them, when we show compassion and grace, when we evidence our truth that we are the United States of America, one nation, under God, indivisible, that is when we are stronger. That is when we go from an already great America to an even greater America. Now let me tell you right now, when Trump spews insulting and demeaning words about our fellow Americans, I think of that poem by Maya Angelou. Y'all know it. You know how it begins. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Well, y'all know it. Y'all know it. This captures our American history. 240 years ago, an English king said he would crush our rebellion. But Americans from around our nation joined the fight. From Bunker Hill to the Battle of Trenton, they stood, and so many fell, giving their lives in support of our daring declaration that America, we will rise. This is our history. This is our history. Escaped slaves, knowing that liberty is not secure for some until it's secure for all. Sometimes hungry, often hunted in dark woods and deep swamps, they looked up to the North Star and said with a determined whisper, America, we will rise. Immigrants, risking their lives in times of sweatshops and child labor. They organized labor unions and devoted themselves to lifting the tired, the poor, and the huddled masses. With fiercest of grit, they shouted so all could hear, America, we will rise. King pointed to the mountaintop. Kennedy pointed to the moon. From Seneca Falls to those who stood at Stonewall Inn, giants before us said in a chorus of conviction, America, we will rise. My fellow Americans, we cannot fall into the complacency or indifference about this election, because still the only thing necessary for evil to be triumphant is for good people to do nothing. You know the saying. My fellow Americans, we cannot be seduced by cynicism about our politics, because cynicism is a refuge for cowards. And this nation is and must always be the home of the brave. We are the United States of America. We will not falter or fall. We will not retreat or surrender our values. We will not surrender our ideas. We will not surrender the moral high ground. Here in Philadelphia, let us declare again that we will be a free people, free from fear and intimidation. Let us declare again that we are a nation of interdependence, and that in America, love always trumps hate. Let us declare. Let us declare, so that generations yet unborn can hear us. We are the United States of America. Our best days are ahead of us. And together, with Hillary Clinton as our president, America
to think that I took some of the money that I received after my husband's death and invested it into an organization that scams people. In September of 2007, I woke up to a knock on the door where I had the chaplain and sergeant say that they regret to inform me that Command Sergeant Major Jonathan Langford had died. I did receive money to take care of me and my son. I needed to do something good with it. I needed to be wise with it. When your spouse dies and decisions have to be made, it can be paralyzing because you don't want to make a mistake.
At Trump University, we teach success. That's what it's all about. Success. It's going to happen to you.
One of the things that drew me to this program was that Donald Trump himself, who's already successful, is going to teach other people how to be as successful as he is.
It was a classic bait and switch scheme, starting with the fact that it was not a university.
During the initial free seminar, they will tell you that they can help further your business. The only package that was offered was the $35,000 package.
He essentially preyed on poor and vulnerable people, told them that they could make a lot of money in a real estate market that was about to go bust, and had them leverage their savings to do it.
I realized this is not what I signed up for within a week. I called the person who's supposed to be mentoring me. I got absolutely no help whatsoever.
Many instructors and mentors have no experience buying or selling real estate.
One sales executive testified the whole focus of Trump University was on selling.
Even to single mothers with 3 children who, quote, may need money for food.
When you make a mistake like this, it's very embarrassing. I'm a single mom, I'm a widow, I have a kiddo who depends on me. I believe Donald Trump has built his empire not by treating people respectfully. I can't see him helping anyone but himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Cheryl Langford from San Antonio, Texas.
Spouse, you know that your life will change forever. You know that it won't be easy. But I didn't expect that. On top of grieving the loss of my husband and trying to take care of my baby, I would also be the victim of a scam. You just saw what happened to me, how Trump University cheated me out of the money I received after my husband's death, how they broke their promises, how they stopped taking my calls, how the whole thing was a lie. By conning me out of the money.
The outbound Stevenson Expressway still shut down hours after a deadly crash involving 2 semis. Several people rushed to the hospital after a building partially collapses on top of them. The WGN News at 9 starts right now.
This is Chicago's very own WGN News at 9.
And good evening to you. I'm Mark Sapelsa.
And I'm Dina Barron for Micah Matera. Night 1 of the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. There was some drama within party leadership today, but
teachers, police officers, even veterans. These are folks just like me who didn't have a lot, but who were told that if they paid for Donald Trump's program, they might be able to make a better living. Here's a guy who was born rich and who has all the money in the world, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I signed up for Trump University because I thought I could learn something from him. But then he decided to make himself even richer by cheating working people who had nothing to spare. What kind of man does that?